got free range to do what you do.
You gonna get it all back. So now we can move a lot around with it to get you a good view. Just wanna make sure
This is a really nice setup. I'm gonna kind of tell you that.
man, you need to come to my Lake Charles studio.
Really?
So a lot better.
See, and that's what like my outside of film, I have a computer networking degree, so like anything like just tech related, I'm a nerd for it. Yeah, I'm a big nerd for it. That's why we sitting right here.
I'm not sure. Let me get a test on your mic right quick.
Test the 1 2 check. Mic check 1 2.
Thought you would ever ask. Yeah. I just didn't want to do it
I
on
was
my own, like, man.
my mom would kill me if I didn't get some type of.
It's the Golden Triangle's Big Station Magic 102.5. It is a big homie Erik in the building, man. And I got a special guest in the building, man. I'm so honored to have this guy right here. He's got a new movie that's going to be premiering at the end of the month. And he's already got part 1. So this is going to be part 2. You definitely can go back and check out part 1 after you hear us talking about this one. I think you're going to want to catch up and see what's going on, man. We've got a director from right here in the area of Beaumont, by way of Port Arthur, Mr. Rodrick McCartney. What's going on, sir?
Hey, how you doing? I appreciate you for having me on.
Welcome to the show, bro. Now, first of all, you got me when you told me you were 23. And just everything you've been doing, like as far as directed movies and videos and just your love. For a matter of fact, we were sitting here talking, especially when you were telling me about the incident that went down with one of your filming. I was thinking about John Singleton when he was doing Boys in the Hood.
It's my favorite, man. Just don't know.
And he was talking about how stuff was really real. We didn't see it, from us watching the movie, but there was a lot of politics he had to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Street politics in order to get that movie done.
Yeah.
He actually got it done. So, man, congratulations on the new movie, Cycle of Hatred Part 2.
I appreciate that.
Now, I got to ask you, obviously you did Part 1, but for those that may not be familiar with it, we want to make sure they get acclimated to who Mr. Rodrick McCartney is. But tell us a little bit about Cycle of Hatred Part 1 and what spawned Part 2.
Gotcha. So Cycle of Hatred Part 1, the entire story itself, it's pretty much just a series. It's in its own right. I just would say, like, from most people out there that's hearing this probably would know like the Powers of the World, the BMFs, those type of shows. I would say you can compare it to that type of thing, just to give you like a visual, but it's real. It's what you kind of like would expect to go out in your neighborhood and actually see if you just walk the street. So it's not the fornicated little facade of fakeness of getting actors to portray something that they're not really. Some of these young men are actually coming from this type of stuff. Thank God that they are deciding to do this in the fantasy world. But man, every day you cut the news on, you're seeing a new statistic of a young man or woman that is getting killed out there or being involved in some type of, unfortunate violence of some sort. And this film directly attacks exactly what it is that these young men and women are going through, where they come from, what exactly their stories mean. More so exactly for us, trying to bring awareness to it and bring some type of like stop to it all. As we all like to say, it's a cycle. The cycle begins with us, it'll end with us, and the only way that we can actually bring some type of solution to it is to actually know that it actually exists in the first place. So that's what I was kind of just summing up for the Part 1.
I love it. So we got Cycle of Hatred Part 2. It's going to be premiering at the end of the month. Will they be able to see that on YouTube as well?
Yeah, we're going to release it just globally, just on YouTube, kind of for the whole world to just be able to see no matter what. But it will be streaming also on Tubi. This will be my first time kind of like announcing that to everybody. But yes, sir. We have a distribution contract that we're going to be setting up with Tubi before the month is over to try and make sure that it can try and release by this month. But I definitely will kind of say I anticipate that it'll be released sometime in April on Tubi. It'll be public for the world to see, like I said, on YouTube. But Tubi, I'll kind of say somewhere in April, I would say.
So now, obviously, I'm loving what you're doing with Cycle of Hatred Part 1 and Part 2. I do feel like it shines a light because we've seen a lot of things happen. We were just talking about things going on here in Beaumont, just the Golden Triangle. Unfortunately, a lot of senseless violence that can be kind of tamed if we kind of handle things the right way. And I think what you're doing with this movie is definitely showing insight because, as you said, sometimes the adults can be in the house and not privy to what's really happening out, what's going on. Like you said, being woken up from bullet shots and things of that nature. So at 23, like, do you feel like it's a responsibility of yours to kind of inform
That's a
people
great
like
question.
us when it comes to
That is such a beautiful question. I appreciate that question. You just don't know how much I appreciate that question. To answer that directly, I would say I truly feel like it is, and that's where this came from for the film. Being a young director, I could have easily made a film about love, about who's cheating on who's in a relationship with who, those type of romantic type of films. But with this being a part of this, younger crash out generation, as they like to say, that's coming up, and we're the ones that's inflicting all this violence. I see it directly. These are my peers. These are people that I grew up with. These are people that I hang out with, and I feel it has to come from us because you can't expect, I'd like to say, the older generation, our parents, to be able to tackle their 9 to 5s as they have to, and tackle raising us as they have to, and then understand what exactly we are doing in our entire past time, and especially coming from the single moms, for instance, that have a lot more on their plate, and how do we expect them to be with their child 24 hours of a day. Right. So I feel it is kind of my obligation, being from this generation, to tell you about what this generation is truly going through, because one thing I will say for sure that bothers me is getting on Facebook. There's no way that anybody over the age of 30, no one on this planet, I feel like, truly should be able to see a victim and just automatically deem a negative response to it. It should just be trying to figure out a solution. Right. And I see that a lot from the older generation, I hate to say. It's always just like, oh, what are we going to do with these kids? Or, oh, these kids are so bad, blah, 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 but these are your kids.
Yeah, that's true.
And being amongst those kids, I just, kind of want to be the one to cry out for help for them.
So you actually get a chance to be a part of that conversation, which I think is good, because at the end of the day, you're kind of like a gateway to your generation.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
So for the older adults that kind of want to count them out, or just because your kids are grown and went to college and are doing very well,
Amen. Yes, sir.
other kids out here in the community that are, all right, so what was like the most emotionally challenging moment of actually doing this film?
Jeez. I have a lot. It's kind of hard to pick one thing. I'll be totally honest, just to kind of summarize it all up into one. Truly just, and it's going to make me emotional talking about it now, just the way that my cast, my crew, just accept it, truly. Just because, we have a couple actors on the film that are from different backgrounds. Some of them coming from, I would say, a fortunate background. Some of them coming from an unfortunate background. Yeah. Some from different nationalities, some from different skin tones. But we all have the same common goal, and that's to push this message out. And that right there, as a director, that's all you can ask from your cast and your crew, is to understand my message, understand my vision, and make it your own, and truly hone in on it. And man, just being on set with them and seeing how they would truly take their characters and take it serious, because a lot of them would sometimes be like, man, this reminds me of such and such from the streets, or this reminds me of blah, 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 that I remember that was running the streets back in the day. And I can tell that they're giving tribute to those people whenever they're playing these characters. And I had to step away and cry about it on set, man, because it makes me, it does something to my heart to just know that they take it that serious.
So, all right, here's a question for you. You said your goal isn't to create negativity, but to spark change. What kind of conversations or actions do you hope this film inspires within the community?
That's a good question. I'll answer this kind of two ways. I know it's going to spark negativity just because of, there's no way you can talk about how real a lot of the things that come from this. When someone's murdered, there's two sides of this. There's a victim, obviously, but then there's the person that did it. As we like to say, though, everybody lost, is what I like to say. And in that always sparks a lot of negativity, because you have the family that wants to get justice for their loved one that was lost, and then you have the family on the other side that hated that their family member even committed this act in this type of way. And all that does to me, man, is just truly just tell me that, like, you're never gonna win when you're making a film like this, honestly. Just to kind of compare the two. Covering some of the topics we're covering, you have to remember that this community sometimes doesn't even act. This community sometimes act like this isn't even happening. We try to act like, just because our household is okay, I'm okay. And that alone, like, just lets me know that, hey, I'm not gonna please everyone, but one positive I will say is I just want the youth to truly see it, if anything. See this from a perspective of, hey, we're showing you these street guys that you maybe think are cool. We're showing you these street guys that you maybe think are the rich. Maybe you think are the ones that have all the attention or the clout, as the younger crowd likes to say. But we're going to show you how their life is truly going to end up. Not in a good way. Not in a good way.
Man, we got Rodrick McCartney Jr. in the building, director of Cycle of Hatred Part 2, that is going to be dropping later on this month. You can check out Part 1 right now on YouTube. All right, so somebody else out there, man, at your age, 23 years young, y'all. I'm telling you, he's got a bright future. A lot of big things going to be coming from this guy right here. What's some of the obstacles that you faced, and what advice can you give to others in your age bracket, or even those that might be older that might be trying to break into this? Like, how do you get over those obstacles and still motivate yourself to keep doing it?
That's a good question. Number one, God, please just get on your knees every night, say a prayer. If you haven't already, try and find God, try and, you know, accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I mean, I don't know what other way to jump into that question without giving honor to God. But besides that, I would just say focus, truly just focus. I don't sleep without this film. Like, it's not been a day on earth for the last like 2 years straight, I would say, and working on both of these films that I haven't thought about it, I haven't worked on it, I haven't seen it of some sort. And that right there is bigger than passion. It's bigger than just dedication. And no matter what it is, sports, no matter what it is that you're chasing after, that's to anybody in life, I feel like at any age. If you don't believe in it for yourself, it's never going to become anything. And I never had anybody around me besides obviously my mom, my dad, my big cheerleaders that were telling me that I'm capable. But without them, I had to be able to tell myself that I was capable. Right. And in that, at the end of the day, you got yourself. And I know I started this off by saying God, but you have to call on God, and it's on you to be able to call on God. But at the end of the day, no one's going to pick you up. You got to be able to keep on going for yourself. That's all I can truly say about it. I had some long, dark nights, man, with making these projects, and my team knows how much I kind of struggled at times, especially with just like, I mean, we had days we would film the next day a news broadcast and be saying someone was murdered, and that right there is like, that's motivation. That's motivation to just keep on going. So I would just say, just to answer that in a simple sentence, believe in yourself, truly.
All right. So I gotta ask you this: since you do, like, when you get into directing mode, because I've heard when you get into directing mode, you almost can't get pulled away.
Nah.
What do you do to kind of bring yourself back to some normalcy? Like, what do you do for self-care? What do you do to take care of yourself? Because you have to kind of go deep. Like, for the moment, you're kind of like Heath Ledger when you played. You know, so how do you get to a point to say, Rodrick said, I gotta have fun?
That's a very good question. I'm a little psychotic. I truly don't do it as much as I probably should. I mean, I guess that comes from my youthness in it. I'm so hungry for it to where it's kind of tough for me to kind of take a step back. But recently, I've kind of I had to force myself to literally like, hey, go take a nap today. Hey, go watch your favorite show today. Hey, go grab a bite to eat and just go chill for a little minute. I would just truly say, just the reminding from my crew though. Everybody around me, I would say, kind of tell them all the time, like, bro, take a break. You look tired, man. Or bro, go get some sleep. You know, you look tired. It's tough at times, I would say, truly, to be able to just tell yourself, like, take a step back because of the passion, man. I mean, it's something it's just on me all the time. But recently, I've getting into post-production, kind of being on set, being able to get into the computer type of days of editing and that kind of thing. I've been able to kind of take a little bit more step back, I would say. But I'm truly a psychotic, man. When we're in the middle of filming, I'm every day. Every day.
Man, Rodrick McCartney Jr., director of Psycho Part 1 and Part 2, is going to be dropping later on this month. He is going to be announcing something special, coming up with the movie pretty soon. But if they want to follow you online, man, how can they keep up with you?
It is my first and last name, Rodrick McCartney Jr. That's RODRICK MCCARTNEYJR Jr. That is on Instagram, on YouTube as well. The film will be releasing on my personal YouTube channel. We will not be creating, a lot of people ask, we will not be creating like a production page or anything like that to post the film from. It'll be releasing on YouTube March the 30th. And like I say, just try and stay in tune on those social media pages for information as far as like when we will be releasing on Tubi and different platforms of that type of thing. And obviously we have a lot of different trailers out that you can also kind of catch up with. To kind of just see a sneak peek into the film itself.
Man, we just want to congratulate you, bro. Proud of you.
I appreciate it.
Just keep doing what you're doing, man. One day I'll get a chance to be a part of a Rodrick McCartney movie.
Yes, sir.
But I do want to ask you though. I mean, even though you're doing these type of movies right now, do you have aspirations of doing other genres?
100%. I'm 23, as we kind of already just stated a lot of different times. This is my second film, so I do have countless productions I want to kind of get into. I know that God has a lot in store for me and for my future, and I just didn't want to ever be able to leave this area without leaving my footprint. And this was my footprint for Beaumont. I have a lot to come out of me though, just truly, just from all different genres for sure.
I love it, man. Rodrick McCartney Jr. director of Cycle of Hatred Part 1 and Part 2. Be on the lookout for it, man. Again, thank you for stopping by.
Yes, sir.
Hanging
Thank
out.
you.
Big shout out to my guy Chad who made the connection.
Yes, sir.
I'm just here in the corner.
Man,
y'all.
shout out to Todd, man. Appreciate it.
He's part of the movie too, so be on the lookout for that, man. But like I said, Rodrick, man, we appreciate you, bro. Keep doing what you're doing.
I appreciate
God's
it. Can I
definitely
just shout out a few crew?
please do.
Mom and Dad, I just want to say I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for all y'all support and keeping me uplifted. To both of my grandmothers, I appreciate y'all so much, and I thank y'all so much for y'all support. My immediate family, my brothers, my sisters, y'all know how much y'all just mean to me and everybody. If I'm not calling you out, family, it's please don't text and be getting on me. But to my Cycle of Hatred family, my crew, my cast, Toby, Sean, Brendan, Harmony, Jordan, Jaden. I know I'm gonna forget a lot of y'all. Thank y'all so much for everything. I know hearing this, y'all probably on the other end of this, just celebrating and just losing y'all mind. Just literally came because of y'all. Thank y'all so much for everything. And to the city of Beaumont, please watch this film in an open mindset. Try not to garner any negative attention from it. We only wanted to really just bring some attention to these victims, man, and just put an end to this. It breaks my heart every single day. I see my fellow peers just losing their life, losing their future, and losing everything that God truly probably had for them on this earth. So, if anything, share it around and try and find a positive in it.
Love it, man. Make sure y'all support it. Cycle of Hatred Part 2. Go back and watch Part 1 right now on YouTube.
Please.
Rodrick McCartney Jr., man. Your parents did a great job with you.
I appreciate it.
Kudos to them as well.
Thank you.
Y'all stick around. We've got more music coming up for you next right here on the big station. It's Magic 102.5 and KTCX.com.
Man, appreciate it, sir.
Thank you.
It's really tough. It's really tough. I had to sit my dad down just and talk to him and tell him like, hey, this is what your son is about to be working on for the next few years. Man, it's a lot of tough language in these films. If you go to the north end of Beaumont, you hear a lot of tough language though. I don't have to kind of tell you that, I'm sure. It was tough, especially just the fact of, some of our first meetings were had in our church for the film. Okay. But through that, we prayed. The film, I believe, is truly anointed by God, so it never was going to lose. But I would just say it was really truly tough in the sense of just it's not normal coming from like the super Christians.
Yeah.
They're real professional. They don't ever do any sin. We know they do, but
that's what they say.
Yeah, and I would say it's tough to get those to understand because they act like they don't ever see anything that besides what they, besides the Bible. But I'm not really doing it for them. It's the same way like whenever we're having church, we're not doing it all the time for the saved. Yeah. You're typically trying to get the ones that aren't saved to get into the church because that's a lot, as we like to say, that's a lost soul that we need to try and save. So with this,
and real talk, people don't want to hear it, but that's why a lot of folks are leaving the church because they're putting
it's like my dad.
It's
seriously,
and especially with this because you're shining the kids, which is why they're having the problems that they're having.
Yeah.
They just
but that's why I say this film is truly the film for telling the story.
Yeah.
It's like, how do we not? I don't know. I'm with these victims' moms, man. We.
No, it definitely gets discouraging. Like I just feel like it should be more for them to do.
It should be.
It's just no activities, and you can't keep going on the one bad apple, spoils a whole bunch. You find that bad apple, you try to discipline them and talk to them, but you don't stop everything.
Nah.
But it's like they try to say about clubs. Unfortunately, you have fights and shootings at a lot of
Oh man.
You should just target that club just because they have an incident there.
Of course. Why not? The 23-year-old that was killed earlier this year, that there was a father to like 2 or 3 kids. I resonate with that at 23. I don't know what to do if I had one.
Right.
But this 23-year-old has 3 that'll never get to see him ever. Mm-hmm. And that.
Yeah. No, but you know what, man? I don't know what your aspirations are in the next 10 or 15.
Man.
But we just need people like you to get into those positions.
Yes, sir. Yes.